this is a trip. I was watching this dude's show on YouTube, but I can't think of the name of it. But he been interviewing Danny Boy and stuff like that, talking about Death Row. So, Danny Boy is from Death Row and singing on those songs, Tupac and all that stuff. He was only 15 back then. And I was watching the Star Report, and he dropped some receipts. Now, he didn't mention that Suge Knight had asked for custody of Danny Boy. So Suge Knight himself flew to Chicago and asked Danny Boy parents for custody. Now, it probably didn't go exactly like that word for word, but that's what happened. He needed custody of Danny Boy because he was underage, and I guess he didn't want to have to keep getting permission for every little thing because he was a minor. So, and Danny Boy himself would admit that Suge Knight was like a father figure. So anyway, but Mary J didn't want to see Danny Boy as a little brother. She didn't want to see him as a nephew. She wanted to see him as a lover. Yes, Mary J was smashing Danny Boy when he was underage, flying him back and forth to New York, which is transportation of a minor for sex. That's not contributing to a delinquency of a minor. That's statutory in the state of New York. Yes. So shout out to the Star Report. You see his watermark right there. And let me read a little bit. It says, I was 15 when I was signed to Death Row. And as a kid, I was given front row seats to the rise and fall of the most iconic label in history.
So he's official. He's official. I never met him, but this is his book, Danny Boy Stewart. Ronnie, can I ask you to just pull up the information on the book in case I say something wrong? 292 pages, Trumbull Publishing. This came out February the 7th, 2017, okay?
When we landed at LAX, it was early in the morning, the sun was shining, and it was hot. Let's get to the good stuff. The scenery made me feel like I was in a movie. It was perfect. The only thing missing was my girl. Just before I left for LA, the record label released a promotional photo listing my real age, and when Trina found out, she, dropped him like a bad habit and cut all ties to him. Now, I don't know which Trina is that. I don't know what Trina, but it's a girl in those days that was, popular, like Mary J, named Trina. All right.
Let's move on. Exhibit number C. He's talking about Mary right here. Can you see that, Ronnie? How's the audio?
When she put my arms around her, the talking and the laughing shit was all over. Before I knew it, everything, is blocked out by the word Star Report. But basically, he said before he knew it, he was getting aroused, and he was trying everything in his power to not be aroused. But she backed into him, and every time he moved away, she, I guess, was moving on him. So his exact words was, before I knew it, we were kissing. I took her clothes off and kissed her neck, and I tasted her body. It tasted better than I imagined. These are the words of Danny Boy. You haven't tasted anything until you've tasted Mary J. Well, the taste must not have been good enough, because Danny Boy is hitting for the other team now. Yes, Danny Boy, even though he has at least one child, I don't know how many, and he slept with Mary J and spoke so highly of her vajayjay, he still switched and started batting for the other team. Now, he said, I got on top of her, and she wrapped her legs around him, and I could tell by her moans that and the screams that I was pleasing her. So it didn't matter to him. He didn't have to. Oh, it didn't matter to him that he didn't have a condom on. He wanted to get her pregnant. You see, I'm paraphrasing now. So yeah, Danny Boy was hitting Mary J raw, and she was enjoying it. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm so excited to jump the gun because it's all in Danny Boy's book, and but she was getting the dope. She was getting the weed. She was, he's smoking a blunt while she's having sexual relations with him, a 15-year-old. Okay.
You see that? When she was done showering, she came out the bathroom with nothing on but nothing on but a hotel shower robe. She had a glass of champagne in her hand and the bottle under her arm. She got in the bed and proceeded to go down on me. I was laid back on the bed smoking the good green that she had gotten for me. She got that baby the drugs. She got that baby the drugs.
We should call her Bloody Mary because she came on to Danny Boy and wanted to sleep with him even though she was on her period. That's right. She had Danny Boy out there running red lights. Yeah, I stole that one. But anyway, yeah, Ronnie kind of said that one. So check it out. Shout out to Star once again. This is an exclusive. I know that not too many people have read from the book. Danny Boy has been interviewing with another YouTuber lately, but I can't think of his name right now. I've only seen a couple of shows, but Star does give him a shout out, and he's like a Vlad TV. It's a black guy, and some people like him better than Vlad TV. But anyway, yeah, this is crazy. We're not done because we're going to show the penalties, or actually the names of the types of crimes that were committed, because Danny Boy is not really feeling like a victim, but I've met people like him before. They brag about being touched as a child like it's a term of endearment when it's really a sad story of being abused.
Let me slow down. He copped out. Let me slow down. She told me that even though she was on her period, she still wanted to have sex. Lord have mercy. Troll babies, are you with me? Folks, this is the Star Report, in case you don't know. In case niggas get to doing Photoshop on my screenshots. This is the Star Report.
Wait a minute.
Big nigga Star, a.k.a. Chucky. Fucknut. You want to say something, Ronnie? Go ahead.
So Mary's got little boys out here running red lights. What's going on?
If this was the other way around, they would put a brother under the jail. If this was like Aaliyah and R. Kelly or somebody. But remember Bo Derek and the film producer from the movie 10. She left the country to be with the film producer and his wife when she was a teenager, and they stayed together as a triage for at least 28-30 years. Okay. And he shouldn't have been able to come back to the country if he ever did, but that's a whole other story.
Initially, I was grossed out, but I smashed that ass anyway. It was messy and there was blood everywhere. It looked like a scene of murder was the case. It was so bad that me and Bloody Mary ended up changing rooms.
This is his lordship, and we're going to have to do a part 2 because I don't like doing long pre-recorded videos. Now, I can go for a long time when I'm live, but not pre-recorded, okay? Just because of the time it takes to post and all of that stuff. So we'll have a part 2.